Hi everyone, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. And today I'm going to be using products that are new, yay! More new Chanel round 2, fall round 2, and I am so excited because not only did I end up getting the second blush in the fall collection, I also ended up getting 2 of the Byzance quads from the boutique that I usually order from, and I'm super excited because they got it in early. And yeah, let's get into all the new makeup that I am going to put on my face. Okay, so once again, here is my little Chanel bag. This was sent to me. I buy from the boutique at the Wynn in Las Vegas, and they did end up getting the Byzance quads in early. So the SA that I usually purchase from, she sent me some pictures. I already had my mind made up anyway, but I told her what I wanted and she sent it to me, and thank goodness for her, she is the best. So yeah, I have 2 of the Byzance quads. I got the ones everybody else is getting. I got Parure Venetienne and I got Parure Cristal. So 318 and 328, basically the warmer leaning neutral and the cooler leaning neutral. They're both pretty neutral with some beautiful duochromes. I also picked up the second blush. This is the one that is sold out online. So this is the Douceur de Equinox Beige Rose et Mauve. And again, I love the packaging on this. It has both of the blush harmony colors on the sides in the fall leaf pattern. You have the standard velvet pouch and the standard compact. And the inside has the brush and this beauty inside with the engraved fall leaves. It is a mauve and rose combination, and I'm so excited to try this today. I've seen people do some beautiful looks with it, but yeah, so happy to have both of the blushes in my collection. Happy that I was able to purchase one at least from the SA that I usually purchase from. And yeah, I'm just excited about that. I also picked up, if you cannot see on my nails, this is the nail polish that came in the fall collection. This is the deeper one. This is Bois de Ile. And this is, I am wearing base coat and shiny top coat, but this is 1 layer. And I think it is stunningly beautiful. It's just like perfect right now. I don't know. And it went on really, really nicely. Again, this is 1 coat with base coat and top coat. It is not the Chanel base coat and top coat. It is Sally Hansen, I think. But yeah, I'm loving it. I know it's gonna show chips, you know, every dark polish is, but this is like super pretty. And I have not had a really, really dark red nail polish like this in a while. And I've already used up at least half of the limited edition polish that came out with for summer, the Rouge Cure. It's actually sitting back there. Half the bottle is gone and it's getting that sort of sticky texture now, so I'm glad that I can finally start to switch it up. I'll probably get a few more uses out of that. Yeah, and this does have the wider brush. It's just a little bit wider. It's not like huge, but it is a little bit wider than the one that comes with the older polishes. And here's the box for the nail polish. Another one of the Ombré Premier Libre, the single loose eyeshadows, and this one is in Acacia. This is 408. It is one of the pinky purpley ones. There were a couple that looked a little bit the same online. This one looked a little bit lighter. But as you can see, the same component as the Cedar Cuivre. And it has the name on, or it has the number on the bottom, but not the name, and it does have the Chanel insignia on top. Beautiful component, the polarizing applicator. And I plan on using this, not just for eyeshadow, but I'm going to be using it as sort of a blush topper today. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so as per usual, I have skincare, I have my sunscreen, I have 2 layers of primer, the e.l.f. Donut Forget Me primer and the Chanel Le Beige Sheer Healthy Glow in Sunkissed. I have the ABH Dip Brow in Taupe on my brows. My eyes are primed with the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in Vanilla Kiss, and I have a bit of, or at least I did at one point, have a bit of the #1 de Chanel Lip and Cheek Balm in Healthy Pink. Let me put a bit of that on right now because I don't see it anymore. I did just drink some coffee. So here are the 2 eyeshadow compacts from the Le Cristal Byzance collection, or the, what is it? Yeah, Le Cristal Byzance. So again, I have, which one is this? This one is Parure Venetian. And it does have the gold Chanel CC on top. So a little bit different. And then on the back, it does have sort of the color coded. It's not precise, but it does have the colors on the back. With medium, medium, dark, and light. It basically says the same thing on Parure Cristal. And then you have on the inside the hammered gold, which is beautiful, and the 2 applicators, which I've already used. There's a brush and a foam tip. And then these 4 colors. Obviously, this is the showstopper right here. It is this beautiful duochrome. It is a pearl with a green shift and a little bit of peach to it. So it's almost like a trichrome. It is really beautiful. And then you have these basic, again, these are your 2 medium shades and your dark shade. And these are all pretty much satins. They're very smooth. And these 2 up here are more, they bring more light to the face. This one is more for just defining. And these ones do run a bit warm, even though I do think they are very neutral. They do run towards the warmer side of the spectrum, but not too warm. And then we have the one that I really, really love because blue. And here is Parure Cristal from the Le Cristal Byzance. I'm doing the best I can with my French pronunciation. Please forgive me if I am messing it up. And then we have the color story inside. And again, you have the showstopper shade here. This is a pearly with a blue flip and a little bit of purple. And then you have these beautiful shades here. These are satiny, a little bit more shiny. And then you have your brown defining shade down here, which is a little bit flatter, but still more of a satin. Definitely not a flat matte at all. Not a dry matte. I have compared it to the matte that I have in the Guerlain, and that is much, much flatter. Not to say that it's bad, but it's much flatter. It doesn't have as much any shine like this one would have. So these are going to be very soft on the eyes. However, I don't find that they're not pigmented, and I am really excited to use them. And today I am going to use Parure Cristal. So we're going to do that. And I hope you can see that this is really beautiful. I know I think the background on these, I think this is stunning actually. I think this really adds to the color story. It just makes it really pretty. I don't think this color story would be as interesting without the background, which I don't know if that's saying much, but I do think it's really pretty. I don't think it looks too plasticky. It doesn't look obviously metal, but it does look very pretty. It does add just a little bit of holiday something, a little bit of specialness. And yeah, honestly, I mean, would you look twice at this color story if it didn't have this sort of background and special packaging? Probably not, except for these shades, because Chanel doesn't really do these kinds of duochrome, triochrome shades a whole lot. I mean, if this was a ColourPop shade, you'd be like, yeah, par for the course, whatever. It is a really beautiful shade. I'm not saying it's a ColourPop shade, but But if you saw this in like a ColourPop quad, you'd be like, fine, whatever. But for Chanel, it is really something special and really something, if not exactly out of the box, a little bit different. So I'm pretty excited, and I love that it's wearable. I do sometimes struggle with color stories that are a little bit more challenging, especially when they come in a quad. I love my Guerlain quads, but I have gravitated more to the more neutral of them than I have to the more colorful, even though I do have the Summer Jean quad. Anyway, let's not talk about that anymore. Let's just get into the eye look. I'm going to go into my dual-ended eyeshadow brush number 200. This is the one that came in the La Pinceau set, the Codes Couleur La Pinceau. And first I'm going to go into this lightest shimmer shade here. It's a little peachier, but it's pretty light. It's basically my skin tone. And I'm just going to put that all over the lid, concentrating a little bit more on the outer half. And my skin has been healing somewhat. It is not red anymore. I do have patches of dryness, as I'm sure you can see. And some of the makeup that I wear is going to accentuate those dry, flaky patches, but I am slowly healing from the 3 weeks of whatever it was I was going through. And allergies and eczema and everything else. But I am feeling a lot better. Just back to like my normal anxiety level, as opposed to like just being itchy all the time and worried and paranoid and blah. I just have normal levels of that now, so yeah. But as you can see, this is super just not, I mean, it's a beautiful shimmery shade, but I don't know that it's going to do much for anybody. It's just a nice, like, shimmery base over the Laura Mercier. Taking the same side of that brush, I'm going to go into the deeper, more mauve shade. And I'm just going to put a little bit up towards the crease and on the outer V. As you can see, I think you can see the difference. It's a little bit pinker, a little bit more mauve. But I think you can see there is a little bit more definition. At least I can. I know the lights are really blowing things out, but the shades are very soft. As I'm using my brush, and this isn't like a scratchy brush, but I am getting little like digs into the hand there, into the shadow. So it is pretty delicate. I mean, I don't think it's gonna fall apart. But it is pretty easy to pick up, as you can see. And honestly, I think you could use one or the other of these. You don't have to use both. It just depends what you want to use it for. You don't have to put either one of them all over the lid. You can just use one in the crease or in the outer or inner part of the eye, just for a little bit of difference. And then we're going to go into the deeper brown shade here with the blender end. Just going to lightly tap that in here and put a little bit on the outer V. And as you can see, I'm doing a pretty light application. I'm not trying to, again, and I'm layering, so I've got shadow on top of shadow, so that obviously if I was just doing this on like bare skin, unprimed skin, finger swatches, all of that is going to look different. As you can see, this is a super light look. It's getting a little bit deeper with this brown shade. This brown does lean a bit cooler, so you can see a bit of like almost purple in it. A bit of shadow. Obviously eyeshadow, but I mean shadow. But yes, this is a very, very soft quad until you get to this one right here. And we're going to just take a finger and look at that. And you can see a little bit powdery. You do get a little bit of kick up. But it has this blue almost to purple. So you can see what I mean by this sort of, it's a duochrome but almost a triochrome. Or trichrome. And we're just gonna put that on the inner part of the lid. Towards the middle. And you can see how that goes on. Just, it is the showstopper shade of this palette. It's the reason that you buy this palette. You probably have the other shades 1,000 times over if you have Viseart or Lorac or anything else, any other Chanel quad. But this shade is really special. And again, it's not like I don't have this in any other formula. But for Chanel, I think it is very special. And I think with the packaging, it just makes a nice, very giftable, very just something to like go, yeah, that's pretty. I like that. I like to use that. I like to look at that. I just like having it in my collection if you have what you consider a collection. But yeah, it's just soft, really nice and soft. And it's a very neutral, leaning, cool toned eye. Super basic. And I think that fits with fall. I know it's like technically a holiday quad, but to me this is very like basic fall. And again, super excited to have this in my collection. I've been lusting after it since I saw it. And I will be doing a look with the Venetian next week, hopefully. I'm going to go into the Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick in Midnight Blue, and I'm going to add a little bit of liner just to make the look a little bit more put together, a little bit more grounded. Yes, I definitely think that works. Just a little bit more definition. Not a super heavy line. And you can see the blue in the Midnight Blue. Not trying to be a deep dark line or anything. Yeah, I think that just gives it a little bit of something. And I've mentioned this liner before. This is from the new formula, and I think it is a new shade for them. But it is really one of those that you can build up to be very, very deep, or you can use it sparingly to show the blue in it. But it is, you know, a midnight blue, navy blue. Just gives a bit more contrast to that duochrome shade. So starting with my base, I'm actually going to start out with the Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Blush in Deep Bronze, and I'm going to use a angled brush to make a little bit of definition around the sides of my face. I'm just going to use a half a pump of this. You can see it is a very pretty bronzy shade. Just going to concentrate that out here. Over here where I have some natural redness. And then I am going to use a combination of a couple of things just because I'm running low on one and the other one is a little bit more brightening. I'm going to be using the Water Fresh Tint in Light, which is the full-size bottle, and Medium Light, which is the travel-size bottle. And you can see, I actually just pulled this out a few days ago and started using this. This is my second bottle, and I've been using this pretty much non-stop for about a month, which, yeah. But I'm going to start with the light, and I'm just going to put that on the same spot, full pump on the back of my hand. Pulling out the Fluid Powder Foundation Brush number 101 from the La Pinceau Codes Color set. See how light that is. And I am going to concentrate that under the eyes and the center of the face. And this doesn't necessarily give a ton of coverage, but it does make a nice contrast with the browns and with the medium light and with the blush that I'll be doing, that it almost acts like concealer. And I'm going to use a full pump of the medium light. I have been using 2 pumps, but since I'm only doing certain parts of the face, I'm just using 1 pump today. Plus, I don't necessarily want to have it gone before the end of summer. I mean, I guess it is the end of summer, but I'd like to keep it a little bit longer. And just putting that, again, cheeks, center of the face, but not under the eyes. Deepening up in a few places. Not putting it over the bronze. Just kind of blending it. And I do have, you know, blemishes, dryness. I'm not trying to disturb that with too much product, which is why I'm going with the Water Fresh. And just kind of layering and pinpointing it where I need it. And then just to give a bit of base and color to the cheeks, which I will be using the blush in a minute, but I'm going to use the Water Fresh blush in light pink. This is very, very light. I bought this last year. You can see it is almost all gone. I could almost use 2 pumps if I wanted to, but I'm just going to use 1 today. And like the bronze, I'm just going to mix that on the back of my hand. This one is super easy to work with because it is so light. I do love the color, but it's very, very light. I recently picked up Warm Pink, which is very pretty. I resisted it for a while because that was the one that everybody was getting, in addition to like that light coral. But it is very, very pretty and does, you know, have a bit more pigment. And I'm just taking the Chanel, what is this, the 110 blush brush, and dotting that on the cheeks. And again, the dry down on the Water Fresh products is beautiful. If you don't mix them enough, you can get a little bit chunky, but if you mix, break up the pigments and just spread it out, it is a very pretty, smooth texture. All right, so before I go in with the blush, I'm gonna go back into the Parure Cristal. I'm gonna grab a bit of this shade right here, the lighter, the 2 satiny shimmer shades on top. the lighter of the two medium shades. I'm just going to take the end of one of the applicators and put that underneath just for a little glow. I really want to emphasize the lines under my eyes, but I do kind of want to reflect. And soften that up. Then I have my Chanel Noir Allure mascara. That wasn't the best application I've ever done, but I am clearly in the I had too much coffee / probably need more coffee phase of my morning, leaning towards noon. Okay guys, so we're gonna go into the Douceur de Equinox Beige Rose et Mauve, and looks stunning. I already gushed about this imprint in the last video, and I'm just tapping it in there, and you can see it's already, I can tell, gonna be quite pigmented. Very pretty and very shimmery. Well, not like super shimmery, but luminous. Again, everything's blown out by the lights that I'm using, but and I also do have the light pink underneath, but I don't think that's really sort of affecting it. I think that's effectively dried down at this point. But yeah, I feel like that's just a really beautiful texture. And you can get it to deepen up, definitely. Okay, so this, because this is a really light eye look and the cheeks are already getting pretty deep, I am going to go in quickly but sparingly with this one in Acacia. I'm going to do a little bit of a swatch on the back of my hand for you. There it is, not spread out, and there it is spread out. Like, look at that really like luminous inner glow that it has. Really pretty. Just gonna put a little bit on my cheeks, just a tiny dab. I tried to do like 2 dabs the other day on each cheek and it was a little bit much. I'm just gonna put that towards the center. Do you see how that applies really deeply? But then you can really shear it out if you need to. This makes a really nice flushed cheek. Again, yeah, I'm enjoying playing with these, just seeing, you know, how I can make them work. It's kind of like I said, you know, something a little bit more fun, a little bit more makeup artisty. I am not a makeup artist. I am not skilled at all, but like it makes you feel like you're playing with pigments and things like that. Same with the Water Fresh blushes. But yeah, I think this is really, really nice. We will even that out in a minute. But yeah, really, really enjoying these. So I know they are polarizing. I don't think there's a right way to use them. I don't think you're not experienced if you don't know how to use them or don't want to use them. I'm not here to tell you you're using them wrong. I'm just saying that I enjoy using them for what they are. And we're gonna go over the blush with a little bit of the Hourglass Diffused Light, just on the cheeks, because this does make the dry points a little bit more dry. It is very blurring. Well, it's blurring, but not when it catches the dry spots. So keep it away from the eyes and around the mouth because I still have quite a bit of dryness there. And I know the blush will sort of fade throughout the day, so I'm not too worried about how deep it is right now. And I do like the eyes quite a bit. But since they're so light, they can't really be like the focal point, so you can get away, I think, with a deeper blush. That's what I'm telling myself anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna finish this look up. Again, I'm gonna go back into the #1 Chanel Healthy Pink Lip and Cheek Balm. And you can see I have hit glass. The nice thing about this is if you touch up during the day on your lips and you still have some on your fingers, you can just, I'm not going to do it right now because this looks really nice and glowy, but you can just pop up your blush again. And then just a little bit of a pop, and I'm going to be using the Rouge Coco Gloss in Melted Honey. Just a little bit on the center of the lips. It just makes your lips look just a little bit fuller. You could also use the Rose Naif, the 804 gloss for this. But this Melted Honey will just give a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of golden sparkle, where Rose Naif is more of just a clear pinky gloss. Okay guys, so the look is done for today. I am super happy with these products. Like, I know that you probably might not think they're that special, and I admit not all of them really are, but again, I love the experience of purchasing from Chanel, and I think what they've done with the fall and the Byzance collection is really special. I'm really enjoying playing with these colors and, you know, incorporating them into products I already have, like my Lorac, my Guerlain, and my Viseart shadows. So I am super looking forward to playing with these more and doing more videos with them. And yeah, I've gone all in for Chanel fall. I haven't bought everything, but close to. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this look and what you can do with these shades. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Any of those would be welcome, and all of them would be deeply, deeply appreciated. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.